What it do, what it do, what it do, y'all. It is your girl, I am Sip Love, and of course, we are back again with another episode. Okay, y'all. So this is Love My Dirty South podcast, and if you don't know, I like to bring individuals from the Deep South, which is Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and Georgia, to just talk and share their story on my lovely podcast. Okay, we're gonna play games. We're gonna get down to the nitty gritty, and I'm so excited to share with y'all my next guest, which is of course from Mississippi. Yeah, Claudette again. Okay, so without further ado, I'm gonna let her introduce herself. So go ahead and tell the people what's your name and where you from.
Hello, well, my name is Jenn Dionne, and I'm from the Delta, Greenville.
Period. and what's the area code for Delta?
662.
662, yeah. Okay, so I'm 601. I'm Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's like an hour and 30.
I always like to ask people this question on this platform. What 4 states do you classify the deep or down south?
I would say Louisiana, Alabama. I wouldn't really consider Georgia. I mean, even though Georgia is a southern state, I still feel like it's more like east to me.
Okay,
it kind of
that's
gives
the
you
first
like
I've heard that one.
Different vibe. Like, you know, it's like so different than where we come from.
Yes, and I like that perspective. Okay, so you said Mississippi, and what was the other 3 you're gonna state?
Louisiana and Alabama, and maybe and sometimes Arkansas. Like I see Arkansas. Yeah.
Okay.
And Tennessee. I ain't gonna say Tennessee, but Tennessee kind of like the bottom of Tennessee, like by Memphis. Like they give me that, you know, south side.
Okay. First of all, I love your hair.
Thank you.
Who did it?
A girl named Bambi.
Okay, yeah, Bambi killed that. I love
Yes.
that. Okay, so how was life growing up for you down south?
It was pretty cool. I went from Mississippi to Cali and back to Cali to Mississippi. So I had the best of both worlds.
Okay, so let's talk about that transition, because I know a lot of people will leave Mississippi and they'll come back and then they'll leave again. So how was that between the best of both worlds? Now, and also let the people know what age you were when you was transitioning from down south to up north.
Okay,
or west. That's west.
Well, yeah, that's like west. So basically, I was born and raised in Greenville, Mississippi, but my mom, she was a teacher, and as soon as she had me, maybe like I'd say about 5 or 6 months and she ended up moving to Inglewood. I stayed in Inglewood, and I was just kind of like coming back and forth to my grandma's house because she stayed in Greenville. So I didn't really leave Cali until around I'm gonna say 6th grade, when I really just came there to just like be there for good.
Did you grow up in a 2-parent household or one?
One.
Okay. Was it mom, dad?
Mom.
Okay, now tell
and
the
then
people.
I was mostly raised by my grandma. I said, I always went to Cali, and I was in school, kindergarten to 3rd grade, came to 3rd grade, half of 3rd grade to Mississippi, went back to Cali, you know, went to school there, because the way our school system was in Cali, you was on and off.
Okay.
So it was kind of easy for me to go to school there and then come back and get back in school in Mississippi.
Yeah, okay, but grandma stayed in Cali.
Grandma stayed in Mississippi.
Okay, got you. Now, how was it growing up as a grandma baby? Because I'm a grandma baby too. So let's talk about it.
The life. You know, my cousins are still, you know, jealous.
Yes, jealous? Jealous for why? What they jealous of?
Because I am Alvin, they're the chipmunks.
Yes, I know that right there. I love it. Okay, so side note, what's one thing you finding at your grandma's house?
Is what?
What's one thing you're finding at your grandma's house?
I'm finding?
Yes, like what's one thing your grandma gonna have in her house, regardless, no matter what?
One thing she had in her house was she always had her a beer.
Yeah.
She always had a beer. She always had what did my grandma always have? She was a woman that always cooked and cleaned, and she always had good food. I don't know, because I mean, going back, it's just...
Okay, so let me give you an example. So, like, just real vague. So, I feel like one thing you find in, as far as an item in your grandma's house, is a fish tank. So, I don't know about y'all, but my grandma got a fish tank at her house.
Oh my,
a big-ass fish tank at that.
Oh
and
my
got
God.
probably 1 fish in that damn fish tank. So, like, what's another item?
Oh my God, it's so crazy you said that, because I broke my I sprained my ankle when I was in the 6th grade. It was first day of school in 6th grade, and I was just thinking I was too cute, put on my new socks and sliding down the hallway and end up going under this fish tank and sprained my ankle on the first day of school.
No, I thought you said that you bust the fish. I was like, oh shit, that would have been crazy.
She had this fish that looked almost like a snake, and I was always scared of the fish tank, because it was like this big long, I don't know what it was, but it grew real long in the fish tank.
Okay, so you was basically raised by a single parent, you stated. Okay, so how do you feel differentiates you versus if you was grown up by a two-parent household?
Well, to me, even though I only had one parent in the house, I really feel like I was raised by two parents because I was raised by my grandmother and then I was raised by my mom. So I was able to have, like, to me, two people in my life to kind of give me a little guidance more so than just having a man. I mean, the only thing that I feel like I was missing was more of a, you know, a man in the home to kind of give me that another type of love. But other than that, I felt like I was still getting a type of, you know, security and love and guidance through both parents.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about life when you transitioned to Atlanta. What point in your life did you come to Atlanta?
4 years ago.
4 years ago. Okay, so how was that? Because that was pre-COVID, right?
Yes.
So there was a lot of different transitionings before COVID, and a lot of people was moving, trying to get their lives together. So did you come to Atlanta because of COVID, or you came because you like, look, I gotta get out of Mississippi or Cali? Where you was at the time?
Well, I started with my career. I started modeling, and I just got to a point where I was just, you know, the resources wasn't there. So I had to make a move. I was either going to go to Cali or I was going to go to Atlanta. And I actually went to Cali for a couple of months, but it was too far for me. And I was just like, I can't keep coming back and forth. I'm getting homesick. It's nothing the same. The food, I mean, the environment was cool, but it wasn't for me no more. Like, I just felt like that scenery was not something that I just really wanted to just be in for long term. So that's what made me feel like, okay, let me go to Atlanta. I went to Atlanta. It was like, okay, this is my type of vibe. You know, I'm seeing a lot of people my color, you know, look like me. So I felt like I was more at home.
Okay.
So it wasn't like I was missing out being from Mississippi, because that's what I had got accustomed to. I was used to it. I got comfortable. I feel like a lot of times when you living in Mississippi, you kind of get comfortable in that environment, in which that's why a lot of people don't move.
Yeah, true. Okay, so what's one thing you can say that Atlanta have that Mississippi do not have? One thing. It could be a restaurant. It could be an opportunity. It could be anything that comes to mind. First thing.
Some good hot tamales. They do not have that. Yes, hot tamales. I love hot tamales, and they don't have no good hot tamales.
Okay, I would say like the quality of their malls here in Atlanta is just different from Mississippi.
Definitely.
Like we don't have that many designer stuff in Mississippi. It's like real like vague and stuff like that. Okay, so when you transitioned to Atlanta, what was the first thing you did to jump up on your feet?
I was doing a reality show when I first got out here, and
how was that?
Well, we filmed and it didn't go through. We kind of was like the pilot of the show, but it did bring me other opportunities. So I came down here. I just went straight to work. Like, I was doing videos. I did so many videos here, and I started working with people as far as like movies and just doing a lot of things with just networking, basically. So right when I got here, I was in everything. It didn't matter. I would wake up every morning and put my makeup on, and whoever called me, that's where I was going.
I know that's right. Can you agree that people from Mississippi kind of have like a little bit of hustle mentality than anybody else? Or do you
Definitely.
think are you saying that because you're from Mississippi, or you just think period?
I say period. Like, I just feel like we built different. Like, you know, people don't understand, like, we're like considered the lowest. And when you don't come from nothing, we don't have anything that's like everybody else. Everybody be, you know, feeling like, oh, I ain't got nothing. No, y'all got something. Y'all got little malls. Y'all got this. Y'all got that. Like, Mississippi don't have anything. So it's like when we come here, we make something out of nothing because we ain't have nothing for real.
True. Yeah, I feel that. Okay, so you said that you got down here, you started making your name for yourself, and that started with networking, right?
Yeah, started with networking.
So what was the behind the scenes of networking? Because I know when I came down here to Atlanta, I didn't always have the best experience. Like, the girls, they just wasn't for nobody. Like, coming from my background, it was really hard for me to make friends. Yeah. Could you say the same, or was it different?
Definitely, I feel like a lot of people, when they see people from Mississippi, they kind of play us dumb. You know, they kind of think that we kind of stupid and we don't know no better. And so it's very hard for us to kind of get into the mix, because they always try to feel like they're getting over on us, until we just start like, okay, look, we just from Mississippi, but we some of the smartest and talented people in the world, you know. So I think that's a lot of times they be intimidated by that because we'll come out here and we were bypass them, and they've been here doing things, and they have all these resources that's available to them, and we'll get here and we'll make something out of it.
Exactly, make it come from nothing, right?
Coming from nothing.
Yeah. Okay. So, when you got into modeling and everything, how was that? Like, how do you view modeling from a black person, especially from down south? A black woman from down south.
Oh my God, it was so hard coming from that area trying to model, because when I first, you got to understand that I worked as a scientist, well, I'm gonna say biologist, and then I worked as a counselor in my beginnings of my career. And so after a while, it was like, okay, well, I don't want to do this no more. I want to do something that I really love to do. And so I started dabbling in, I was like, man, I kind of look good on these pictures. I can do something with this,
Period, yeah.
I always wanted to be a model. I wanted to be a model a long time ago. So I just decided to just step out on faith and do it. And then it wasn't working out. Like, people was not calling me and saying, hey, I want you to do this and do that. So what I did, I just started my own fashion show.
Okay.
And so once I started my own fashion show, everybody was okay with that. But when I started kind of, getting on the level of how the girls look in Atlanta and, showing more, and, I was kind of looked at like, what you doing?
Yeah.
It was a different culture from where I was from, because people was looking like, nah, you ain't got no mores, your booty out, and you ain't got no clothes on. So I got a lot of backlash for trying to get out there and model when I first started doing it.
Okay, and I'm glad that you spoke about that, because back then modeling, there was natural bodies. You didn't need that much. Sometimes you had to be a certain height. Sometimes you had to be a certain weight, etc. So now in the model industry, okay, have you had anything done to your body? Yes or no?
I had something done to my breast, but everything else is natural.
Period. Okay, so let's talk about the BBL world. Okay,
Yes.
Do you see that like more in the modeling? Do you think that that's more demanding, that you gotta have the big butt, the big boobs? Like, how do you perceive that, especially as a model, as yourself?
Well, I think that people forget that black women always had butt. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like when people start talking about the BBL, Mississippi, you go to Mississippi, you're going to see a lot of girls with booty. But when you got so many people that then done surgery, it's almost like, okay, well, you got a BBL. They don't even understand what a natural body looks like anymore.
They don't.
So no, we eat greens and neck bones and chitlins and everything. Like, all this is
yeah. So has there ever came like a point in time where you've ever felt like intimidated with the woman that maybe got an opportunity that you didn't in the model industry, because like body was right, or they were just looking for like a certain type of ideal woman?
I just feel like this. You just gotta stay in your own lane. Like it's something for everybody. Like, you can be small, short, tall, whatever. It's a lane for everybody. I wouldn't get upset about something that is not for me. I'm not gonna put myself in there if I don't fit. I'm okay. I'm gonna just move along. And I think a lot of times people get upset because they see certain things and they be like, oh, well, I want to do that. It's not your lane. Don't get in something where you don't supposed to go.
Yeah. Okay.
You're gonna crash out.
I love it. So where are you at now in the model industry? Do you have an agency? Are you modeling for somebody? How does your bookings look like? Put me on the game, sis.
Well, actually, I'm more involved into acting. I'm actually premiered on, what is it? Miss Pat Settles It. Okay. So that came out July 31st. And I just did Pictionary, and I did BMF and a couple of background stuff for a couple of people, and Andre Rison movies. So I did a couple of movies and stuff. I'm more involved on trying to perfect my craft when it comes down to the movie industry. Don't get me wrong, the modeling has definitely put me on the scene, got me noticed. I've been on a lot of 20 verses, so if y'all probably noticed me on a lot of 20 verses and stuff, so modeling has helped me a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely trying to get in my movie bag, the acting bag.
Okay, so is that where you at in life? You trying to get into acting?
Yeah, I'm more involved in acting. So like I have a couple of movies that I just finished, which was called Exotic. It's a feature film out of Miami. I just finished up a movie called Beauty and the Struggle.
Okay.
Shout out to you guys.
Yes,
we got red carpet August 11th. And I'm just about to do another movie called The Group Home, and we're filming that next week. And yeah, and I'm gonna be
Yeah.
on the celebrity crime files soon.
Period.
So yeah.
Well, giving you your flowers right now.
Thank
I love
you.
it. Okay, so before we end here, I want you to tell the people where they can keep up with you. If you have any advice for any young lady that's from the South that don't know where to start in the model industry or acting, just go ahead and talk to them.
Well, you guys can find me at Jenn Dionne _ Jenn Dionne on all platforms. I would just like to say, like, no matter what, you don't have to. You can do whatever you want to do. You don't have to believe in thinking that things stop where you at. You can take yourself out of that environment anytime, because a lot of people will try to stop you when they feel like they could not do something. So just keep going. If you got a dream, follow it. Don't let nobody psych you out of your life, your dream, and your passion, what you're supposed to be doing.
Period. So you know what's next, right?
Yes.
What's next?
The slang,
Yeah. So
Oh my
play a
God.
little game, you know what I'm saying, called Know Yourself. So I'm gonna have my guest get herself prepared because she don't know what's
Oh
coming.
my
All right,
God.
we'll
I
be right
cannot
back.
talk.
Peace. All right, y'all. So we back, and of course, like I said, we're gonna do our little ghetto trivia called Know Yourself. Okay, so we're gonna have Mr. Jennifer over here. Basically, tell me between these two artists, if they was in a fashion runway, who would have the better style? That makes sense.
Okay.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So up next, we got Megan or Nikki. Who whipping that runway better? Megan or Nikki?
Ooh. I'm gonna say Nikki because she my Sag.
Yeah.
Sister.
Oh, you a Sag?
Yes.
I'm a Scorpio. Can't relate.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
But I like both of them though.
you like both of them?
Yeah.
Okay, but we're going with Nikki.
Mhm.
Period.
I'ma go with
Okay.
Nikki.
Lotto or Ice Spice?
Lotto.
Lotto, yeah.
Yes,
She been
definitely.
eating, not gonna lie.
Yes.
She been eating, yeah. Okay, let's keep going. Glorilla or Sexy Red?
Glorilla.
Glorilla? Okay, wait, so how we feel about Sexy Red?
I have a problem with Sexy Red. I mean, I feel like she found her lane. You know,
Yeah.
everybody got their lane. She didn't try to fit in and do nothing. She did her.
Do you feel like they kind of like the same, or they got like different styles?
They definitely got different styles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Okay, Trina or Lil' Kim?
I'm gonna say they be hating on Lil' Kim, but I think Lil' Kim will come with it.
Lil'
you know?
Kim on the runway?
I
Ooh,
really,
sis, I'm gonna
yeah.
say Trina.
I mean, I like Trina, but I feel like when it come down to Lil' Kim, she just steps outside the box, so
Yeah.
she's gonna come with it.
Yeah. Okay,
You know?
okay. Last one, Mary J. Blige or Lauryn Hill?
Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. Blige,
She
yeah.
gonna
She
come
got
with
her
them
little boot
bad
company. Y'all
boots.
check that out.
She gonna come with the boots, baby.
Okay, yeah, okay. So before we end, once again, if you just want to share anything else with the people, just let them know where to keep up with you, and just let them know what you got coming up. Once again, go ahead and talk to them.
Okay, well, like I said, you guys can look me up on all platforms. I have dozens of skits that I just got through doing. Shout out to all the people that I have been working with. I don't see anything small that I do. Everything is big to me, and everybody that has been in my space, I appreciate you guys.
I love it. And y'all know that y'all can keep up with the podcast on Instagram, Dirty South Network, and Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Love My Dirty South. All right, y'all. Y'all know we're going to be coming up with some more episodes, so stay tuned. Peace.
Peace.